unable to be here so that they can also view the presentation and learn from what we have discussed and decided here today. So permit me to welcome everybody here first and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to attend this session. So the session will be on forensic methods and techniques. This is our first briefing session in which I'm going to introduce myself as your new lecturer. And that is me on the left. My name is Bernadine Benson. I'm an associate professor at UNISA, the Department of Police Practice. The image on the complete left, that's my image. And then there's a picture of my family. I am showing you this so that number one, that you can be aware that I am a female. So please do not address me as sir. And number two, to highlight the fact that I indeed am human and I have a family. So I'm going to give you my office hours. Please take note of my office hours and respect my office hours. Do not contact me over weekends. It's not acceptable to contact your lecturer over weekend. Please adhere to the office hours, Monday to Friday, 8 until 4. As you can see from my resume, I was a police official for 19 years. I must say 19 wonderful years. And I joined UNISA in 2007 in March of that year. There are my qualifications. And for those of you who have FOR3701, I will be the new lecturer for this module. The other modules I have is FOR1502 and FOR5907. So I have also 13 master students and 4 PhD students. I'm married and I have 2 wonderful children, Bradley and Michaela. So as you can see, I'm in the group photo. My husband is on the complete left, and then it's me, and then it's Bradley and Michaela. So just so that you can see that I too have a family that needs me. So what is the briefing about today? It is important that we have a chat about the semester and how the semester will work, about the role players in the semester and the role players in the learning environment, and as well as roles and responsibilities. We will be looking at your assessments. We will be chatting about TUT 101 and 102. We will be talking about how do you communicate with a lecturer, that's me. And then I just also want to highlight the Telegram group, which is a fantastic tool available to all the students. Please get onto that group for FOR3701. Otherwise, you will miss important discussions and highlights. So, you are the student, I am the lecturer, and we have administrative divisions and departments that help us do what we do. As the student, you are responsible for your learning. You are responsible for all the admin around your learning. So making sure that you are registered, making sure that you are registered for the right modules, paying your study fees, communicating with the assessment department or the registration department or finance department about questions you have about those departments. I am the lecturer. I am responsible for tuition. I am responsible to provide you with tuition. I am not responsible to make sure you study. I am not responsible to make sure that you know you are reminded about when is your assessments due. That is not my responsibility. I've posted it on the module site. You need to go to the module site and you need to go and look. One of my pet peeves is when a student gets onto a Telegram group and says, hey guys, when's the assessment due? Hey guys, anybody got the study guide for me? Hey guys, anybody got TUT 101 for me? Now, when you are trying or learning to be a detective, you are not going to show up at the crime scene or the scene of incident. Hey guys, where's the evidence? Hey guys, where's this? Hey guys, where's that? It doesn't work like that. This semester, you are going to learn how to help yourself, because I do not spoon feed and I do not do your work for you. You are a third-year student, which means that you have been around the mill a couple of times. You may have heard a thing or two about this module. I want you to forget about that, because we will be doing things differently. And by that I mean, I want the learning to be exciting. I want the learning to be fresh. And I want you to, when you are done with this module, to say, man, I really enjoyed that. And I learned so much more than I bargained for. So let's hope I can deliver on that. So one of my favorite animation movies, can I almost say, is Kung Fu Panda. And in this story, Master Oogway tells Panda the following: yesterday is history. Tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why we call it the present. Now, who is responsible for your progress in this module? Who is responsible for where you end up next year this time? Who is responsible to see that you study, that you go to class, that you attend the lessons, that you read your study guide? Who is responsible for that? You are. As the student, you have chosen to study this degree. You have chosen to give up your time to do assessments. So what I want to encourage you to do, show up physically, you are here, but show up mentally as well. Put away your cell phone while we're in the class. Mute it, go put it in another room, and stay focused for the next half an hour, so that you can be sure that you are in the present and not distracted by all sorts of things happening around you. There are lessons on the module site. I cannot force you to do those lessons, but my question is, if you do not go through those lessons or learning units, how will you understand the study material? How will you know that you have learned? If you are in error, how will you know that you are wrong? So I am your lecturer. I am going to try my best to keep you engaged with this module. I'm going to try my best to give you resources and links to enhance your learning. But whether you are going to be productive or not, that's entirely up to you. I cannot stand behind you and say, go, go, go. This is something that you must decide. I am going to do this. When you expend money and energy in something and you do it half-heartedly, you are wasting both time and money. So money is being spent, time is being spent. So grab this bull by the horns and go for it, full blast. I want to talk about communication quickly. When you communicate with me or the university, or with anybody for that matter, we do so in a friendly and inviting manner. So let's first talk about, how do you communicate with me as your lecturer? You may not, or you should not, communicate with me or the university using anything but your My Life email account. So let's start there. You do not send it from a Yahoo account, an apsa.gov, COZA account, a .saps account, a Google account. You do not send an email from anything other than your MyLife email address. Why? We need to know that you are legitimate, you are a legitimately a registered student, and that you are not a hacker. Also, because sometimes our software or our security system will block that email and it will end up in the spam folder and I will not get your inquiry. So I'm going to show you a few examples of emails I've received, which are counterproductive because I cannot identify either the module or the student. I don't know how to I don't know how to respond. I have to respond and say, okay, who are you? What module are you inquiring about? Please use your MyLife email. And this wastes time. So in this email, the student did use the MyLife email account, but I have 3 modules. So the student has said in the subject line, the inquiry is about assignment 1. But which assignment 1? Is it for FOR1502? Is it 3701? Is it 5907? So I don't know how to answer the student. So it's going to be at least 24 hours before I can get clarity on that. Once again, the student has used the Gmail account, but also in this email, the student has written the entire message in the subject line. The subject line is limited to 120 characters. Only give me the module code and let's say assessment 1 in the subject line. Nothing else. Write your message in the place where the message must go. Okay, here's another example. Morning, please assist me. I'm struggling to find JRoot on my UNISA to submit my assignment. Okay, how in heaven's name do I respond to something like this? And this content was taken from an actual email. So on the new Moodle platform, if you are browsing and you are, let's say, in one of your other modules, and you decide, oh, but I want to ask Prof. Benson about something on 3701. You can write me an email, but the problem with that is I will not know which module you are inquiring about. This one says, hope you're well. My apology for sending a text this late. I wanted to ask, you have any idea when the final results be issued? I'm asking because on the announcements, they said the results will be issued 13th of July, yet when I keep checking, my results are not showing for OVM 1501. Your feedback will be highly appreciated. Okay, so I don't know who you are, and I can see it's OVM 1501. Then I wondered to myself, why am I getting this email? Because I am not the lecturer for this module. So basically, you can send me anything from anywhere on the module site. But if it's not my module, I cannot help you. And I will not help you because it's not my module. I will drop everything in office hours and I will help you if it's my module. But please make the effort to go and look who's your lecturer and to send them an email for inquiries on that module. So here's an example of what I consider a well-formulated email. I can see that the subject is about FOR 1502. I can see that it is about assessment 1. Good day, Prof. I'm student Kumalu with student number so-and-so. Okay, that's very nice. I would like to know if assessment 1 for this module is an open book assessment. Kind regards, Zintle. Okay, now I know and I can respond to Zintle. I can tell Zintle, I can give an immediate response and Zintle will be sorted immediately. Now, why am I telling you all this? There are only 8 hours in a day. If I get 10 emails in a day that have been phrased like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, you are in effect wasting my time, because now I have to give attention to something I can do nothing about just to make sure I am responding to you. Otherwise, students go and complain and say, oh, Prof. Benson, I write her an email and she ignores me. Yes, I might ignore you because you are writing to me about something that I can do nothing about. So I have to respond, even if it's to tell you I can't help you. So when you write me an email, please take note of my out of office notification, in which I advise you who to contact for admin, exams, and registration inquiries, because I cannot help. But if you write me an email and you are asking me about FOR3701, assignment 1 or assignment 2, or to clarify something, I'm all ears. Okay, so how many of you have visited the landing page for FOR3701? If you have not yet done so, I want to strongly advise that you go and do that. If you look on the left-hand side of the screen, if you scroll down just below the 3701 2023 S1, just below that, there are participants. And if I click on that, all the registered students' names for FOR3701 will appear there, as well as a log that shows me when was the last time you visited the module site, and how often you visit the module site, and for how long you visit the module site. So if you come here at the end of the semester and now you quickly go and do what needs to be done, you came here to quickly upload your assessment. So you've been here a whole 3 times and you fail the module and you write a complaint to Carte Blanche and you tell them, oh, that Professor Benson, she is such a bad lecturer. I learned nothing from her. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to look here. How often were you on this page? How often did you engage with the material? How often did you engage with me? Because you will learn in this module that every touch leaves a trace. We will learn about the low card principle, which you might have learned about in FOR 1501, but we will also learn about the Lochner principle, which is every touch in cyberspace leaves a trace. So when you click on a button here, it's going to leave a footprint or a fingerprint, and I will be able to see who has and who has not been here. So do yourself a favor and make sure that you visit the site regularly. Where do you find your learning materials? Now, if you scroll down the left side of the page, let me just go back one quickly. If you scroll down the left side of the page, you will see badges, competency grades, learning unit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dashboard, calendar, FAQs, prescribed material, official study material. If you click on that block, this will open. So you will have the tutorial letter 301, tutorial letter 101, and the guide. So there's your study guide and there's tutorial letter 101. Please do not send me an email. I cannot find it or it's not there. There it is. It's lying there. It's uploaded. Access it, keep it with you so that you have it available when you need it offline. Offline, because unfortunately, load shedding is a reality in our country. So I want to also then encourage you. There are learning units. You see them there at the bottom on the left-hand side. Learning unit 1, learning unit 2, learning unit 3, and learning unit 4 and 5. So learning unit 1 is about cell phone technology. 2 is pointing out. Learning unit 3 is modus operandi. Learning unit 4, we will talk about surveillance and polygraph testing. And unit 5, the management of investigation institutions. Now, what is important about these learning units? They contain the material from your study guide. But if you scroll down, you will see that there are actually also activities. that you can do to test yourself in terms of the content of the learning units. Now, there will be classes going forward in the semester. I will be giving classes. They will either be live classes like this one, or it will be a pre-recording of a class in which I unpack certain aspects or concepts or principles or activities so that it can help you better understand what it is that we are dealing with. Because a lot of these things in this module are specific to the South African Police Services environment, but because of the fluidity between the investigative spaces, a lot more corporate/private investigators have entered the arena, and then they start taking part in these activities, like pointing out, they start using modus operandi, they do surveillance and polygraph testing. So it's important that even external to the SAP space, you are familiar with these things and you are able to use them. Now you're going to tell me, yeah, but this is all so nice, but I get so lonely. I'm so on my own because we don't have contact classes anymore. I can't reach out to fellow students, and I really get lonely and I get demotivated. And this is what we have like an online space for. You can communicate with your fellow students on the module site. There will be discussion forums, or you can connect with them using the Telegram groups. Now, the Telegram is an app like WhatsApp. It's, in my view, for the purposes that I use it for with my students, it's more user-friendly. It uses less data. And the wonderful thing about it is that it doesn't matter when you join. You will have access to all the preceding conversations, documents, links, audio, video, etc. Unlike WhatsApp, that you will only have access to those things after that have been posted after you joined the group. So please make the effort to go and join that. Look for the Telegram group and join the Telegram group. It's a platform run by UNISA students. There are rules. Make sure that you are familiar with the rules and abide by those rules. And we use that platform to engage with each other, to share information, to share ideas, to ask questions, and to all around make sure that people don't feel alone. And now I think this is probably why a lot of you are here, is to hear about the assessments. There are only 2 assessments, formal assessments for this module. In other words, only 2 assessments that count marks. We'll talk a little bit about the requirements later. Both of these assessments are written assessments. In other words, you're going to get questions. You have to answer the questions and you have to submit your assessments. The questions are not available yet. The questions are not in the tutorial letter. You will not find them there. For the obvious reason, how do you answer questions if you have not yet worked through the study guide or the learning material? Your examination will be a take-home exam. It is going to be application-based, so I'm not going to ask you define a modus operandi or explain to me how polygraph testing works. No, you will be given a case study or a scenario, and you will be asked questions out of the case study or scenario. It will be a timed exam. What do I mean by that? It will mean that you will have a block of time, not 2 days, not 4 days, not even a day, probably only 3 hours or 4 hours. We are not certain yet, but you will only have a block of time in which to answer these questions. And we will also then submit your work through a plagiarism detection software, and also check for similarity between various submissions. In other words, you and I can't work together and submit the same exam. The system is going to pick it up and both of us will get 0. So assessment 1. Assessment 1 is a written assignment and it will count 50 marks. It is based on the content of the entire study guide and some content from the module site. It will be in PDF. So in other words, you have to upload a PDF document. Okay, now I'm going to see opens when. When does it open? I will send you an email as soon as it opens, but probably early in next week when the document is ready, as it is currently a little bit stuck in the quality assurance loop, because it has had to go for editing. It will close, the system will close on the 27th of March 2023 at 8 the morning. You will have more than enough time to do this assessment. So even if the system only opens on the 3rd of March, it means you will have 1, 2, 3.5 weeks for this assessment. There are only 5 questions and it's only 50 marks. So you will have more than enough time. So I want to really encourage you to wait, to start reading your study material, to work through the lesson units, and to familiarize yourself with the content of the study guide. Do not contact me on the 27th of March at 9 o'clock or 8:05 and tell me, Prof. Benson, I couldn't submit. We had load shedding. I couldn't submit. My laptop crashed. I couldn't submit. Please, I'm going to chase you away because you are being given enough time. My husband has a saying, and sometimes I hate the saying. He says, when is the best time to do something? Right away. So the moment this assignment opens up, the moment it becomes available, start working on it. Eat this elephant piece by piece. Take a question a day. There are only 5 questions. Work on the questions, double check your work, and upload. Load shedding is a reality. Cables being stolen is a reality. So please make sure that you upload timelessly. Once you've uploaded, double check what you have uploaded. Because the moment the due date passes and I open your assessment and I see you've submitted FOR3702, I am going to give you 0. Because you had to check what you uploaded. And now the tutorial letter has gone out, the answers have gone out, and now I can't let you replace the incorrect document, which in effect means you are going to get 0 for assignment 1. And assignment 1 is incredibly important. And please remember, assignment 1 is compulsory. It is compulsory because it shows to the university that you are here. And by doing assignment 1 and getting at least 40%, you have automatic access into the exams. Assessment 2. Assessment 2 is also a written assessment. Counts 50 marks and it will also contribute to the 20% year mark. Questions will be posted on the assessment shell for assessment 2. And lo and behold, it opens on Friday, the 27th of March at 8. And it closes on the 14th of April at 8. Again, PDF only, and double check that your submission is correct. Because once the 14th of April is passed and we have started marking, the tutorial letter will be released. And if I then see, oh, you submitted assessment 1 or you submitted FOR 3702, you will get 0 for this assessment. So please, please, please double check. Okay, so let's talk about your assessments. Only assessment 1 is compulsory. But to gain access to the exam, you have to do assessment 1 and get 40% for it. But if you only do assessment 1, you will only have a small portion of marks towards your year mark. And your year mark counts 20% towards your final mark. So ask yourself, do you really want to take the chance to not submit both assessments and improve your year mark so that your overall mark is better? Once again, this decision is in your hands. I cannot force you, but I can encourage you to do the utmost to get the marks that you want for the module. Okay, your exam, as I said, will be a take-home exams. You will get an examination paper that you download. You will have it will contain questions based probably on a study guide or a case study or scenario. And you will have a block of time to answer the questions. And then you must upload the answers in PDF before the system closes. You cannot upload after the system closes. Sometimes there is a challenge and then they give us an alternate link. So that might be there, but make sure that whatever you upload is correct and it is the exam that you wanted to submit. You cannot afterwards submit something else because the system will simply not allow you. Again, we will use AI to check plagiarism and similarity between student submissions, students who are caught copying from each other, submitting the same work. We know about the assignment mills, people that do your assignments for you. Those guys give you all the same assignments, and everybody who uses that assignment will get a 0 and you will be taken for disciplinary action. So ask yourself, do you want to take a chance like that with your learning? Or do you want to do things in an ethical way? Because to be a detective, to be a forensic investigator or a corporate investigator, one of the fundamental characteristics is you must be ethical and you must be honest. So if nobody's going to watch you, let me put it that way. And the definition of ethics is not what you do when people are watching. It's what you are doing when people are not watching. So ask yourself, are you going to gamble with your future? I know the majority of you won't, but there are normally a couple of students who do take chances. As I said, there will be classes in the semester, but I want to encourage you to work through the learning units and to work through the lesson units and to do the activities. Some of the classes will be live, others will be pre-recorded. But as far as possible, the learning is going to be self-directed. I'm just going to guide you from the side. I'm not going to dictate. I'm going to encourage. We're going to walk the road together. We're going to have conversations about the study material, about the questions. I am not here to give you the answers. You are here to discover the answers. I want to encourage you to monitor your MyLife email account for messages, not just from me, but from the university. When I send you an email, it won't be from Professor Benson. It will be from the module site. So please monitor those and make sure that you postmark upcoming classes. The PowerPoint presentation of today, I will circulate to you via the module site. and the recording of today's lesson, I will also post on the module site and send it to you via an email. I also post the recordings of my classes on my YouTube channel. I will share that with you as well. So let me end today's session with this quote from Pinterest. What is the difference between university and life? At university, you are taught a lesson and then given a test. In life, you are given a test that teaches a lesson. So ask yourself, are you going to do the university way by make sure that you learn before you are tested? Because this will help you in life when life tests you. Because a lot of times you will already have pre-learned something that can help you in that test. Okay, we've reached the end of the briefing. I'm going to unshare that. I am now going to activate everybody's microphones so that you can ask me questions. I want to invite you to raise your hand if you have a question so that I can recognize you and then take questions from the floor. Let me just check in the chat if there are if there's anything going on in the chat. Okay. I'm not sure if it's Brian or Brain that is a guest. The floor is yours. What is your question? You can unmute yourself and then just ask your question.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. I didn't have. So I wanted to ask if that recording really gonna have it.
I'm struggling to hear you. You're asking something about a recording
for the meeting. So will we get it?
Are you talking about this class, Brian?
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to be posting a link to this recording on the module site.
All right. Thank you very much. That's what I wanted to know because I just showed now.
Oh, okay. Not a problem. All good.
Thank you.
So let me repeat that. I will be posting a copy of the PowerPoint presentation on the module site, as well as a link to the recording on the module site. On that point, if you access the links using anything but your MyLife email account, you will not have access. You will have to ask permission to access. The link only recognizes a UNISA-based user and will then give that person access. Otherwise, you're going to have to ask me for access.
Prof.
You can look. Yes, Mrs. van der Kerk?
Sorry, I just wanted to apologize. The electricity in Florida went on and off, so I'm back now.
Okay.
If there's someone with questions, I'll tell you. I'm just not sure if this Brain person is the person that was speaking now, or is it someone that's on the list?
Yeah, no, he's just posed his question. Okay. Brian, you can drop your hand. You can lower your hand unless you have a follow-up question.
I think that was the only one, as he's not answering now.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Okay. So if you are not going to ask questions, I'm going to ask questions. In the chat box, in the chat, the first person who gets the following question right will get a special advantage for assignment 1. In no particular order, what are the 3 modules that I am the lecturer for? All 3 modules. Okay, Ntandukazi is our winner. Ntandukazi says that Prof Benson is responsible for FOR3701, 1502 and 5907. Okay, well done, Ntandukazi. You are our first winner. My second question. May you write to me using your Gmail account? Jazama. Okay, we have a winner. Nzalama, sorry, the pronunciation of your surname or name if I'm not getting it right. Nzalama, well done. No, you may not use your Gmail account to write me an email. Okay, and then last question. Last question. Let me make it a good one. In what format must you upload your assignments? PDF. Okay. Okay, well done, well done, well done. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. LaShawn Cherise Green, you are the winner of that round. So we have 3 winners. I'm going to ask each of you to send me an email from your MyLife account to tell me you are a winner of the special advantage for assessment 1. So what will your special advantage be? Your special advantage will be if you have a question that you want to clarify or double check of assessment 1. There will be 5 questions. If you have a question on any of those questions, but only one, you may schedule a one-on-one with me like today. And you can chat with me about the question and about the answer. And I will be at your disposal for that discussion. So I'm going to ask you to send me an email so that I have your names, and then when you are getting ready to work on assessment 1 or submit assessment 1, you will have that benefit of engaging with me on that. Okay. Are there any further questions? Are there any further questions? I don't see any further questions. Okay. Folks, then I'm going to unshare. I'm going to stop recording. I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to bid you all good day and say goodbye to you. Have an awesome day. And I look forward to our next engagement when we will be talking probably about study unit 1 and 2. So have an awesome day until we meet again. Ciao.